Oh, look at that. We're live for another Joking Adventure Hour. This is Thursday, August 13, 2026. Hello to X, Rumble, and BitChute. Hello to Lurkers and Bots. Hello to the chat. Hello to George.
Greetings, everybody.
We stream every night because stories are real, but the news, they be fake.
Yep.
All right, and before we jump in, be sure you get your copy of The Immortal Mask, a 200-page graphic novel on sale now at Dinales.com, CriticalBlast.com, and Amazon.com.
Yep.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know? The only way to go, right?
Yep.
Let's see. All right, this is from John Solomon at John Solomon Reports. The FBI had Hunter Biden's laptop with all evidence of the pay-to-play information and had 14 confidential human sources providing them derogatory information on Joe Biden, Hunter Biden's, and Biden crime family. Let's hear him on Newsmax.
In the summer 2020, when people were calling my reporting on Hunter Biden and Burisma disinformation or conspiracy theory, we now know the FBI had Hunter Biden's laptop with all the evidence of the pay-to-play that Congress would later show to us, and it had 14 informants, 14 confidential human sources providing them derogatory information on Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, and the Biden crime family. Despite that, a small team of analysts was going in and trying to neutralize that information. Now, keep in mind, while the FBI is doing this, right, it's neutralizing the Ukraine narrative, the Burisma Ukraine narrative, it's a sitting attorney general, Bill Barr, is actually investigating it. He's asked a prosecutor in Pittsburgh to look at the evidence and see if there are some criminal charges warranted. While that prosecutor is looking at the information and the underlying confidential human sources that are providing it, the FBI's analyst team, the Round River teams, going into the files of those informants and marking them Russian disinformation so they would be useless or neutralized or not trusted for the purpose of investigation. It was the ultimate protection racket for Joe Biden, done at taxpayers' expense. And I think we all thought when the letter came out back in October 21 from the 51 intelligence experts that maybe the intelligence committee put their thumb on the scale. I think we now know they threw their whole body on the scale. This operation was protecting every aspect of Joe Biden's corruption.
That's what I've been talking about, is like the intel community. I was just talking about this. The intel community has literally been weaponized in favor of Democrats. And when they don't like the facts, they go after the source of the facts. It's like, oh, this guy's not credible. Like, this to me is insane. You also report that the effort to portray Joe Biden, the scandal, as Russian disinformation, like everything's Russia. The 14, you said, informants were providing this information, and instead of...
You know what's the beautiful thing is?
What's that?
So you have him saying all the facts, right? You had Hunter Biden on Tucker Carlson saying, "No, man, I had nothing." So you have a deep contrast to go back to. You know?
Yeah. It just didn't click until now. But this whole Hunter bullshit and Joe Biden bullshit, they're trying to distract from what's really going on.
Go ahead.
Okay. The Fauci thing is a lot more serious than anyone even thinks. A lot more serious. It's at its best, Fauci's going to jail. At its worst,
Fauci's going to be strung up.
Yeah, there's tangible from the preliminary content that has been put online. There is tangible evidence that links Fauci directly to a premeditated murder situation. And that kind of thing, it's...
You can't let it slide.
Yeah, it's extraordinary. Now, do we know that for a fact? No, that's the whole point of the court system. Going through the court system and judge, jury, conviction, or acquittal, whatever.
Right. But I don't feel that a civilian court would be appropriate for.
This is a Star Trek moment where Picard said to that guy
Uh-huh.
that had a little house on the planet,
Yeah.
yeah, we don't have laws to judge this level of crime.
Yeah. No. That's what I'm saying. I don't believe this is a civilian court anymore, George.
I think you might be right, because the actual there's two things here at
Yeah.
play. One is the COVID,
Yeah.
which is a gain of function, which is a biological weapon.
Which they've been, repeating it over and over and over again. Biological weapon.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
deadly than the nuclear bomb.
yeah. So a biological weapon is it clearly falls in the jurisdictions of the federal government and the military.
Military.
And secondly, the actual shots themselves, based on what's been said so far.
Mhm.
Again, it still has to go through court and all that stuff, but that in itself is again a biological weapon, because just the data that just got released in the last week,
Right.
where apparently Fauci knew, there was about an 80% miscarriage rate for pregnant women taking the shot,
which we read from the Pfizer documents back in the EO days.
Yeah, but that's an insane number. Yeah, that kind of number would absolutely pull the product off the shelf.
Yeah, and they moved ahead with it. So it's no longer, accidental. It's premeditated.
Yeah,
deliberate, intentional.
Yeah, and which goes back to something of this magnitude. Both COVID, a biological weapon, and the shot, a biological weapon, would definitely fall under military jurisdiction.
Also, Trump has stated that COVID, right, and everything associated was a factor in disrupting the elections.
Yes.
Why do I bring that up? Because in his executive orders before 2019, 2020, he stated that the election is a national security infrastructure and any tampering is an act of war.
Yep.
So, what does that mean? It means that Fauci is not going to be tried by civilian court. I don't see that, because as you've been noticing with the judicial judges, we can't trust the judiciary to actually do a fair and accountable trial. This has to be kicked up because this is doing with national security and readiness of the country. This becomes higher crimes. So the only courts that can do that is either one, the Supreme Court, or two, the court-martialing tribunal. Those are the two areas, and I don't see the Supreme Court doing this. I'm looking at tribunals here.
Yeah, the Supreme Court's they have their own problems. They have their own problems.
Mm-hmm. Now,
I believe.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't been announced, but I believe there's like maybe one or more grand juries convened regarding the Supreme Court, and they're collecting evidence right now. Because a few times Trump has said that the Supreme Court has been bought off.
Mm-hmm.
It just dialogue in passing.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't say shit like that. You would never, just say something like that.
I mean, he always says shit like that. and I'm not disagreeing with you when it comes. He says it's there, and in future months or years later, it comes back and he says, "Well, I told you," you know. Like when they asked him about Colombia 7.3 earthquake, right?
Yep.
You know what he said about the earthquake?
What?
It appears to be an earthquake. It appears to be an earthquake, George.
That's really an unusual statement.
Yeah. The only way
it's like it's saying, "Oh, look, it appears to be a thunderstorm."
Yeah.
I don't get that.
The only thing that comes to my mind, George, when he says it appears to be a earthquake, underground military installation.
You think?
Yeah. Look, we found tunnels. We read that there's tunnels all over the United States. We read tunnels coming into the United States. We read tunnels coming into Canada's. Why isn't there? Why can't we think that there's tunnels in Colombia and Venezuela? You know, all those buildings. Those are tunnel collapsing.
Holy shit!
You know.
Actually, that puts a new twist on the whole thing.
I mean, think about it.
It's the mole people.
Yeah, the mole people has been taking the kids and moving them unseen. You know, have you ever wondered how they smuggle all those people? Oh, we're bringing them into trucks and places and stuff, right?
Yep.
Yeah, but where do you hold them? Oh wait, remember New York with that Jewish place that got raided?
Yeah.
And you had Jewish people, that one Jewish guy escaping through tunnels.
Yep.
And escaping from a tunnel underneath the ground, you know? Yeah, I think those are underground military installations.
The mole people.
The mole people with the Mole King.
Yeah.
Except we don't have a Fantastic Four just to beat them up.
Yep.
So. Nick Sortor breaking. The Fifth Circuit Court of Appeal has dismissed a major lawsuit against President Trump, throwing out a leftist challenge to POTUS, deporting illegal through the Alien Enemy Acts. They invaded our country. This is a time of war. Because Biden allowed millions of people, many of them criminal, many of them at the highest level, they empty out the jails. Other nations empty out their jails into the United States. That's an invasion. No. Biden's it's a placeholder. George.
Yeah.
Let's rewind the clock a little bit, right? All right.
There you go. Sound effects.
Is that a new phone ring?
I was looking for sound effects, but I did the do better.
Okay. All right. Let me think of some example. All right. So in 2000, we had the Haitians, right, coming in because of some bullshit that happened in the Caribbeans and refugees.
Yep.
Not in the 90s, more Cubans. The 80s was that whole expulsion from the Cuban prison into Miami. Remember that? They made even a move. They even referenced it in Scarface. No, this has been happening for the last 5 decades, George. Not under Biden, but among all the previous presidents. So, and that's what they've been doing. Hey, George, have you noticed since the 70s, crime has been skyrocketing high?
Well, yeah, because the more immigration, the more crime is created.
Yep.
People don't want to assimilate. They want to take over.
Yeah.
Water shortages could be the biggest mass mortality event the world has ever seen. I am talking billions of people dying.
What
the only way we ensure people remain safe is by being invested in the United States water reserve. Water shortages could be the biggest.
Huh.
You listen to play that back again, and pay attention to everything he says, and then let's talk about the negative space.
Water shortages could be the biggest mass mortality event the world has ever seen.
Water shortage, the biggest mass mortality event the world has ever seen.
Yeah, so he's piggybacking on COVID. Just like what was it, the vaccine vaccine companies were piggybacking on, what was that first vaccine, polio?
Polio.
What was the first vaccine back in the early 1900s?
That was I believe that was the flu shot.
Well, no, there was a great deal of
there was smallpox.
Smallpox, was it?
Yeah.
Well, I remember there was one problem that it was a lot, and then they said the vaccine took care of it, but the vaccine came in at the end on a downward curve.
That was polio.
Right, and they jumped on that downward curve at near the end.
Yeah,
but no one really pays attention to the reason the downward curve happened before the vaccine, took credit for it, was because people were being sanitary. They were washing their hands.
Yeah.
Clean water, clean clothing, clean sheets, all that stuff.
The measles, I believe.
Yeah. So this guy sounds like he's jumping in at the end of mass murder or mass deletion. You can pick your definition, right? He's jumping in saying, "Oh, this mass deletion is because of," and then Bill Gates gives reasons.
The reasons.
It's like, wait a minute, hold on a sec. Are you telling me that all this stuff that just happened just didn't happen, and now you're saying it actually happened because of this? It's like, wait a minute, you little shyster. I mean, remember one of his pet projects, the cow fart project? That didn't go anywhere. A lot of pissed off ranchers. That didn't work at all. It was a stupid concept. They tried to execute it, and all it did was piss off ranchers because they got dead cattle. And what about all the vaccines and stuff that? Oh yeah, get this one, eh? Apparently, we have to find this, but apparently, okay. So it's not. I don't see it. I don't take it as fact. I can just say apparently.
Apparently, right?
Bill and his wife donated a shitload of mosquito nets for people to sleep, right?
Oh yeah, the Joe Rogan one where we played the video.
Yeah, Joe Rogan.
Yeah, they said the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation wanted to help the people by giving mosquito nets so they can fight the mosquitoes. Except the people use those mosquito nets as nets for fishing at a freshwater. What could be considered
a few freshwater what we call lakes inside Africa.
Right. So what happened is that's considered a nursery for those freshwater fish, and has been overfishing that location because the net hasn't been developed to allow the smaller fish to escape and capture everything. So you're decimating and you're hurting and you're causing food what is it? Scarcity because
the
you
ecosystem
introduce a problem
is
to idiots.
disrupted. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Continue.
No, go ahead.
The ecosystem is disrupted.
Mm-hmm.
They fish everything. They don't leave the small fish to replenish the system.
Mm-hmm.
Please continue.
No, go ahead. That was basically
No,
it.
that was my little thing. That was it.
I am
What?
talking billions of people dying.
What
The
the?
only way we ensure people remain safe is by being invested in the United States water reserve. Water shortages could be the biggest mass mortality event.
Is that why Saudi Arabia's been buying it up?
Is that why Bill Gates has been buying up farmland that has aquifers?
Yeah. Interesting.
Things that make a Oh, by the way, the United States doesn't have a freshwater reserve. Canada does.
That's strange.
Was it Lake Superior?
Well,
Collects the fresh water and
Yeah.
moves it into Michigan, Erie, Ontario, right?
Mhm. I mean, I think we have most control of Lake Superior, doesn't it?
Well, no, it's not that. It's the source of Lake Superior is
Mhm.
coming in from Canada. Canada lack of a better description, pumps fresh water towards the United States. The majority of the fresh water that appears in the United States above ground is from Canada. You know, big
bada boom.
Yep, big bada boom.
All right. So apparently the reporters are so offended that Trump used him as decoy for, because the Iranians were trying to assassinate him, right?
Yep.
But that's basic. I am sure that when they go into the airplane, if Air Force One, right, they are given the knowledge that they may be their life in danger by boarding the ship.
That is a given. You get on a plane like Air Force One.
Yeah.
You are, ground zero in a moving target.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. The reporters reporting this under the masquerade of news.
Yeah.
Is actually they're actually divulging critical military strategies. And that's a problem.
Right. Like this. This is the size of the place where coward Trump hid during Operation Taco, where he secretly moved from the presidential plane to another plane by hiding in the food and drink carts.
Yeah, that's bullshit. They think this is how it happened.
Well, the thing is, right? It doesn't matter if it did happen or didn't happen. The problem is now every food cart, is now a target on every airline. What do you mean? Just because it's not Air Force One, the president has moved into another plane. So what are you going to do? You're going to target every cart because you don't know which plane he's on.
Yep.
So what these people did is made it into a target.
Yep.
Huh. All right. This is from Colin Rugg. Dollar Tree is getting sued because men are using the store for Dollar Tree Gooner trend.
What the hell is that?
It's where they wipe semen on women in the store.
What?
According to the lawsuit, at least 11 women has been sexually assaulted as part of the gooning trend at the Dollar Tree's location. 22-year-old Marlene No Gonzalez Crescendio is accused of being one of the gooners at the San Diego location. He was arrested on 3 counts of lewd acts and 2 counts of sexual battery. So apparently, female customers are making a class action lawsuit against Dollar Tree because they're not protecting their customers adequately enough with this stupid TikTok trend, I believe.
Okay, explain. I don't understand a
Act
word
that-
you just said.
TikTok, you know,
Okay,
TikTok.
just break it down in a very cute, funny way.
All right.
Use whipped cream as the concept.
Okay. So there's a viral trend called the Dollar Tree Gooner that comes from TikTok or some other social media, where they challenge young guys to wipe whipped cream on women in the store. Their homemade whipped cream.
Gee whiz.
Because, you know, it's funny. Remember years ago where there was a challenge from TikTok? Oh, lick the inside of the ice cream containers.
Yeah.
Because it was a viral trend. And we all got pissed off because now they had to put that seal on the ice cream.
Yeah.
And raise the prices of the ice cream because of that seal.
Yeah.
Well, it's that same bullshit trends. Oh, it's TikTok. We're gonna do this. Blah blah blah. Do home cream on women shopping at dollar store.
Holy shit.
Yeah. You know, clicks for views. Clicks for views, George. All right, Big Brain AI posted this about Sir Roger Penrose, Nobel Prize-winning physicist, explained the Gödel's theorem under 60 seconds and why it puts a hard ceiling on AI.
What the hell is he saying? And the only reason I was interested in listening to this is because he literally looks like a hobbit.
Yeah. Okay, I'll say quicker than he did in a minute. What is it? 71 seconds.
Yeah, shoot.
The AI is stupid because it can't think outside the rules.
That's the Golden Theorem?
Yes. You can't. It doesn't have the concept of saying a negative. There's space. Remember the that negative space?
Yeah.
There's no negative space in an AI mind.
Wow.
That's what the Golem theory is. So when I said in the beginning, the AI is stupid. It doesn't have any concept to do it. We cannot transfer that concept of negative space to an AI. Our language is not able to convey that nuance. It's like telling a blind person, what is the color of the sky? What color do you feel? You know? It's a negative.
No, I dig it.
And
This, I hope this is not AI, because if this is legit, this is a complete hero's journey right here. Go full screen.
no. First, right here.
Yeah, I know, I dig it. Just go full screen. Start from the beginning. Okay, so pause. Hero's journey, right? She's on her way to the goal, right?
Yep.
She gets kicked. So
she got tripped.
So kicked, tripped, whatever. This is her lowest point in the journey, right?
Yeah.
How does she recover? Watch.
All right.
It's part of the presentation. She owns it.
Yeah.
She presents the wet look.
That's quick thinking in her feet.
Right there. She presents the quick look. Hero's journey, all in 13 seconds. It's amazing. Now go back and see. Was it a trip? Was it actually a trip, or was it just by accident?
No, it was done purposely.
By the way, that's really good playback.
See the
Yeah,
leg?
keep going. No, keep going.
See the leg?
Yeah, keep going. Keep going. Yeah, okay.
See?
Yep. She thinks that no one would have noticed.
And it's this one right here.
No, it's you don't see her. That one there that you pointed out, she's further back in the.
No, that's her leg.
Oh no, that is her.
Yeah, see?
Oh wow.
See? She doesn't kick him. She just push and then hooks her. See, hooks right here.
Yeah. Okay.
She still fell in the water, so she still lost points. Breaking: former Democrat Vice Mayor Columbus, Mississippi, Joseph Minix, indicted on money laundering charges and allegedly rigging a city contract bid to be awarded to his own company. Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Wait, what's this guy's name?
Joseph Mitkins. Like Mickey, but Mickens.
Yeah.
ESPN, the Women's National Basketball Association Task Force of team president and general manager met Wednesday to discuss transgender athlete, but did not arrive at any eligible rules, according to a statement to the ESPN by a league spokesman.
And corporate speak, yeah, the downfall of the WNBA has just begun.
Yes.
They can't. Okay, that's it. That's all. Let's just continue.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, wow. I mean, seriously, wow.
Yeah. Natalie Winter, exclusive: Chinese spies built a secret nuclear war back channel between former U.S. military chief and blacklisted Chinese Nuclear Weapons Research Center. Participants even included former Joint Chief of Chairmans. Here are their names. I don't know if this is right or not, but Natalie's posting. U.S. participants included Admiral Mike Mullen, former chairman of the Joint Chief of Staff; Admiral James Ellis, former commander of the U.S. Strategic Command; Ernest Modnitz, former Energy Secretary; Sam Noon, former Senate Armed Service Chairman. Also involved include Madeline Creton, former Senior National Nuclear Security Administration official; Stephen Boygun, former Deputy Secretary of State; Rose Gottenmuller, former Undersecretary of States for Arms Control and NATO Deputy Secretary State General; Steve Andreessen, former NSC Director for Defense Policy and Arm Control; Paul Dean, former Acting Assistant Secretary of the State for Arms Control; Mark Milame, former State Department nuclear official; Joan Rolfenlein, former Nuclear Threat Initiative officials. Now I can understand why the Biden had chose a guy that wears his dresses.
Because he was former something.
Don't you know he was the nuclear waste official? where they dispose the nuclear bombs and nuclear materials. No, seriously, that was his draft title. The exchange covers some of the most sensitive areas of the U.S. nuclear policy: nuclear command and control, nuclear force posture, nuclear weapons delivery system design, potential U.S.-China crises and conflicts. They also discuss post-launch destructive mechanism for ballistic missiles, sharing ballistic missile early warning information, extending the time leaders had to make nuclear decisions. Former chief of staff chairman who participated had publicly advocated for the position Beijing propaganda apparatus was eager to promote. His co-ed a step towards trust with China and push more military exchange and cooperation with the PLA. July 30th, 2021. This is under Obama, George. So basically, this is just another piece of the puzzle. How we were going to lose a war with China. Because remember what the plan was. The plan was 8 years of Obama and then 8 years with Hillary Clinton, where we would get the disease and lockdown for all that time, have a nuclear exchange where we would lose, and China would come in as a savior or hero or conquering force, and the Constitution would be all torn up and we would be Chinese citizens or a colony of the Chinese government.
Well, that didn't go well, did it?
No, it didn't go well. But this was another step of, this was during the time where Obama, if you recall, was firing all the loyalists from the ranks of the military. And by loyalists, I mean patriotic officers who would defend the country through their last breath.
Wow.
Yeah. Moving on. Ripcord, U.S. Attorney Janine Perriot has convened a special grand jury in Washington, D.C. Special grand juries are typically convened to investigate wider conspiracy and organized crime, including corruption among government officials. Unlike a typical grand jury, a special grand jury could release damaging reports after an investigation, even if the prosecutor failed to develop evidence to bring a case to trial. You don't say. Now, why would you need to impel a grand jury in such as this in D.C.?
Uh-oh.
Let's see what's coming out. Now, we were talking earlier about the Fauci, right? And the miscarriage.
Yeah.
Luz MD, now it's starting to make sense. Daily Herald, Moderna to release COVID birth control vaccine combo. The company said combination shot would offer protection against COVID-19 and pregnancy in one dose. Just like that, George. Just like that. It's like they, it's like they didn't read the room.
Okay, stop. Go back.
I haven't changed it.
Okay. All right. All right. Let me just call this one out. This concept is so stupid. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's so stupid. It's like going to Starbucks and saying you can get your coffee, donut, and your breakfast sandwich all in one drink.
Yeah.
Like, fuck no.
It's going down the same tube and coming out.
It's ending up in the same, reservoir. Yeah, all that stuff. Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, continue.
All right, next order. Will King just destroyed the Democrat Socialist $200 trillion spending wish list with cold hard math proving the middle class would actually be on the hook. Universal health care, 75 trillion. Reparation, 28 trillion. Federal jobs guarantee, 60 trillion. Housing for all, 17 trillion. Really, 17. But there's no money to pay for it. Compensate all the billionaires' welfare. That only brings in 6.6 trillion. Tax all the corporation profit to zero. That's 35 trillion. Implement a 90% tax rate to, like 1950. That's only 2 trillion over 10 years. You still don't even reach the low estimate of 71 trillion, let alone 200 trillion. So where are you going to get the money? Where are they going to they go where they always end up, going for the money, you, the middle class. The government spending would be 92% of the GDP. That's a lot of government. That's actually a fundamental rewriting of the American economy and the fundamental rewriting of America. Yes, it's not going to happen. You know why it's not going to happen? Because the idea of not having income tax, not having Social Security tax, not having property tax is starting to seep into the zeitgeist of the American public.
Yep.
So we're not going to do that. And we are going to get the people installed that will make it into a constitutional amendment that there would be no income tax, property tax situation. Why? Because we're getting it. They're going to be paid by the tariffs. Every state does commerce, George. You realize that, right?
What is this commerce thing you speak of, sir? I have no idea.
Yeah,
All I know is there's a magic money machine, and I am happy to receive it.
Receive.
Or I am poor.
Yes.
Hear me roar.
Speaking of which, let's take that. I don't think I ever seen something worse in my entire life. Holy shit.
Makes me wanna wag my tail. When it comes, I wanna wail.
This is actually real.
Jesus.
Thanks, mailbox. We just got a letter. We just got a letter.
I have so many things to say, but I'm just going to let this finish.
Yeah.
We just got a letter. I wonder who it's from. Oh, it looks like my ballot. Brought to me by my Secretary of State. And with it, I can participate in democracy. The first day that I can turn this in is June 25th. It has to be postmarked by July 21st. Or I can drop it off up until Election Day, which is August 4th. Thanks, Secretary of State. Thanks, mailbox. Votes could do, we can too.
You know, if everyone goes as batshit crazy as the stuff I've seen so far, being put together, I'm telling you, in the next election, it's all going to be cartoons, man. Warner Brother cartoons, Bugs Bunny, Roadrunner, all that stuff.
What do you think? There's a fight between Paramount and the Warner Brothers merger.
Yeah, that one's humdinger.
Because the moment that Paramount's controlled by the Ellis, who is a supporter of Trump, wins, guess what? You're going to see a whole lot of At-Me cartoons. Why support At-Me products that gives money to the Democrat, but always fails you from getting the Roadrunner? If you get if you get Trump products, you get American products. American products means you win. Don't be like the Wile E. Coyote and be a loser. Be an American and get Trump.
Yep.
Trump 2028, not endorsed by any candidates.
Yep.
All right. So here's my first thought. obviously this is they're using a reference musical clues of Blue's Clue, which is a Nickelodeon show.
Alrighty.
The reason why I know this is because social worker had kids, had to turn this thing on.
Oh boy.
Now, here's the thing. This Blue Clues has been on since 2000. So that means all the kids that were watching Blue's Clues are now adults. So this is a nostalgia saying, hey guys, remember when you were a kid and you felt safe in your parents' home and you're watching this? I'm like your friend Steve. I'm your big friend Steve, and we'll come in a great adventure that we can, do together. We're going to find the clues of how to screw you. Because I'll do can do, so can you. Woo! So, nostalgia, memory berries, making you feel comfortable. This is a manipulation tactics. Because the majority of the kids watching this are now adults, either in their early 20s or their late 30s, depending on when you start this. So, he's dressed up Steve, which is the host, and saying, hey guys, you have families, you have kids. Remember the good old times? I'm here to give you the good old times. You just gotta follow me and vote for me, and I'll give you the good old times. So you don't have to worry financial. Why? Because I'm dressed up as Steve, a favorite, comfortable character from your past. And if you were a little bit older, I probably would dress up like Barney. But you're not that old, and most people have forgotten Barney. So, that's what's happening. Blonde Goth Girl, that ado for Senate clip proves that Idiocracy is a future documentary. It's not even a future documentary. It is a documentary at this point. George, anything before I jump to the next post? Still formulating. So, Eric, update. Secretary Mark Rubio and Scott Bassett were on the traditional Air Force One in Turkey when President Trump and Secretary of War Pete Hegseth were shuffled into the C-32A in a catering truck per CBS. This comes after the fake news complained that they were left on the normal Air Force One because of possible threat used as decoy. The move was abundant of caution because you can never take any chances with the president's life. So they're saying here's a catering truck that they were talking about when Trump was moved over at that time. It's too obvious. Second of all, why would they let a secret happen anyways? That would mean next time they would have to do it, they're going to be looking at the catering truck like we mentioned before. You don't do that. It's stupid. Eric, wow, baby Gabriel is alive and receiving treatment after the surrogate mother refused an abortion and fled to Texas and got a protection by AG Ken Paxton. Gabriel was diagnosed with a serious congenital heart condition at 20 weeks. His intended parents told Gabrielle, surrogate mother, to have an abortion. West, the surrogate mother, refused and traveled to Texas, where she would be recognized as a birth mother under state law. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton asked the district court to intervene to give the baby care, prevent the removal from the state, and set an expedited hearing on any refusal of treatment. It seems that baby Gabrielle is okay for now, as he gets to care for what Paxton says is treatable condition. Yeah.
Can you find something different other than just simple blackmail? Could it just say, you know what, we found a double life that your horse has been living, and every night you go to sleep, or early in the morning you go to sleep and wake up late in the afternoon, your horse has been busy. Yeah. That sounds more credible. Then polar bears. All of a sudden, polar bears appear, and he's in the car or passenger seat, already, alive.
Yeah. Alive.
And besides, if they scan in the barcode that's on the car itself,
Mm-hmm.
These guys are toasting.
You're just wondering and wondering some more, and wondering. And what I mean by that is, so apparently that none of that really helped because she was paid to give birth to this baby, and customers didn't want that, which was the parents. Now the child has been a hearing has been done, and the baby has been placed with the parents. Apparently. So I don't know. This is why you should not be a surrogate mother. For gay couples. In this particular instant. Because apparently these gay couple wanted a trophy baby, not an actual responsibility.
Go on. What are you trying to hide from us?
I don't know. It's a child now. It's alive. Oh wait, you know where they did it was in Alaska. Alaska is one of the 10 states that you can abort a baby up to 34 weeks. Yeah, Manhattan rents hits a new time high. Cry some more. And yes, that actually did happen. Try some more. George?
Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
What's this?
Manhattan rent reaches a high rent of $6,655 a month amidst Miami's rent freeze and a Pietier tax threat. So for a small bedroom, I remember when we were watching Spider-Man 1 with Tobey Maguire, and he had to pay $3,000 for a piece of shit room. Now it's $6,655 a month. George? George of the jungle?
Yeah. Hold on a sec. Time out. Go back to that last slide. All right. So pause. All right. Now I'm of the opinion that Mandani is getting rid of the millionaires and billionaires. He's getting rid of the rich people, the businesses. He's getting rid of the upper class.
Yeah.
He's getting rid of all the businesses that actually generate money in taxes for the city. What is left? the poor people who barely have, the luxury of, food, shelter, and clothing all at the same time. So what is left other than the poor people? Okay, all those are leave, and the poor people are left. Are you telling me
Mm-hmm.
in this extraordinary scenario
Yep.
that somehow New York is just going to continue chugging along with the poor people as their taxpayer base?
Hmm.
I don't see that happening. What I see happening, it's bullshit,
Yeah.
is that the people that are leaving will get replaced in terms of area. Like if one, say there's like a street, 10 families in the street, well, one family decides to leave, another family comes in and takes over that
Mm-hmm.
that 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 house, right? But
Yeah.
that family is not American. So the goal is to have
You know.
80% non-Americans on
Yeah.
that street.
Oh, okay.
What happens when you got 80% non-Americans?
What?
You got an attempt at a credible invasion.
Hmm.
Yeah, think about it. If they hit 80% in New York, they hit 80% in Chicago
Yeah.
and Minnesota and Los Angeles and all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
They have an actual legitimate challenge to the Constitution at that point.
Yeah.
Of course, it's not going to go good for them because the Constitution is such a rock solid piece of paper that is backed by blood and treasure and patriots, but it's still going to be a challenge. All right, that's it. What do you think?
I guess it's whatever it is.
Oh wow, that's an easy cop out. Jeez whiz, man.
No. I think that Trump will probably build a wall around it. Some guy will start naming him Saduq, a number one, and then some president, in the future will fall in, and some guy named Snake will have to come in and get him.
That's a ballsy prediction, sir.
Yes. Because how do you expect? And all those foreign people don't know how to cook, clean, so they'll live underground, foraging for any protein they can find.
Oh yes, the rat population is gonna drop in New York City.
Exactly.
Wow, I mean, that's gonna be a problem because the rat colonies and other cities are not gonna be happy about it.
Yeah.
It could be a rat revolution.
The Rat King rises.
Yes.
The White House, welcome home Robert Gilman. More than 4 years detained in Russia, American citizen Robert Gilman is finally back on U.S. soil thanks to Trump administration. Another American is safely home where he belongs. God bless.
Go back. Go back and just pause where the guy is in the plane. Yeah, right there. Look at those leeches, man. Jesus Christ. Leave him alone. Let the guy come home, unwind, relax, sit back, get a pedicure, manicure.
Yeah.
Do a spa day.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
You want my conspiracy theory?
Go ahead.
I think they smuggle Edward Snowden in his plane and using this as a cover.
No one saw what the food cart looks like.
Exactly. Why tell it?
And it's uncharacteristically un-Putin-like
Mhm.
to do this without something.
Mm-hmm. Where was Snowden? Edward Snowden last location? Russia.
Oh wow! Yeah.
Why
Okay.
bring so much attention to this? Why bring so much attention to President Trump's and his assassination attempts? Why bring attention to the cart?
Things
That's
like
huh. You put the pieces together and it forms something that fits seamlessly. Maybe a little stretchy, but seamlessly.
Sir, this is primo good bullshit, man.
You know?
I mean, chef's kiss.
Yeah, so look, I'm gonna bring cheeseburgers, you know? It's like, oh yeah, by the way, it's the same area where Edward Snowden was staying at. What's the chances that he hiked behind all these leeches that you keep saying? Right there seated right there is Edward Snowden because they're blocking the view. You know?
Yep.
Just food for thought. But Trump did it with the other guy. Hey, if you want to make plausible deniability, you make a pattern so this doesn't seem weird. This is oh yeah, Trump saved a hostage, flew him. We made a big deal of it, so it doesn't seem like a big deal when we actually do another one, and we actually bring the guy that we wanted to bring in, hit him from view inside the plane. Nobody will think anything like it. It becomes, oh, okay, interesting. Going on my day.
Nothing to see. Move along.
Move along. These are not the androids you're looking for.
Yeah.
Shokyo. This is why I'm extremely worried about the younger generation. Education is a shell of what it used to be, and then on top of that, tons of kids grew and will grow up with iPads and they're glued to their face, accessing the most dumbed down and actual physical brain rotting content. Dumbing down the populace keeps control, all by design, of course. My mixtapes. High school teacher broke down in tears in class after realizing his students could not read or write. They couldn't fill in 4 words.
Kids are leaving high school and going to college, and they couldn't fill in 4 words.
Yeah, we read that. Yeah, it's called No Child Left Behind. And if you told President Trump, hey, repeal that, tell Congress to repeal that, guess what? Then those kids are not going to move to the next grade. They'll be forced to actually learn how to read and write. I remember I was in high school when that happened, and I thought it was stupid.
4 words. I literally broke down in the middle of class. This is only day 2. And I have seniors who simply cannot read.
Wait. How can they not? If they're on their phone the whole time, how can they use their phone to go to web pages, to look at TikToks and all that stuff? That doesn't make any sense, George.
Oh yeah, it makes lots of sense. I'll tell you, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
This is bullshit. This is scripted.
Yeah.
Okay, why is it scripted?
Go ahead.
Because
he
says these children are illiterate, right?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Every single one of them has a fucking phone.
Yeah.
Illiteracy is pretty much dead. What these children lack is intelligence. They're smart. They're able to write their name. They're smart. They're able to figure shit out. But
they don't have
the intelligence to use that smart in a productive manner.
You don't have critical thinking skills.
Critical thinking skills.
That's
right.
So, English teacher, you need to you're pretty bad at your job because you're not able to articulate that your students do not have critical thinking skills.
Yeah.
They're not able to be flexible in their reading.
Yep.
All right, moving on. Brandy Cruz, the man who wanted to defund the cops, wants the cops to protect his wife overseas. New York Post, Madami blames his staff after New York Police Department denies New York City's First Lady a police escort to the Middle East. Why would your wife need to go to the Middle East in the first place?
You think you should make them home?
And besides, the police department is there to police the city, not to provide escorts to outside the city. Chesty, Tapper is right. The press should be forced to fly commercial and never be allowed on Air Force One again for their safety. He's responding to Jake Tapper. The job of the government staffer and journalist is not to serve as decoy when there's a credible threat requiring the primary to surreptitiously be infiltrated from the vehicle. Your job comes with that issue, disclaimer. When you board in a government plane, bus, whatever, you are in a target. You put yourself in a risk. That's known. Polymark, the women's national basketball denounced the bad faith transgender claims after ex-NBA players Anif Canner, Freeman, and Royce White declares themselves as women and vowed to enter the 2027 WNBA draft. What? How dare they say that their decision to come out as women is bad faith, George? What a bunch of hypocrites.
Yep.
Leading report: ventilators used for treating COVID-19 patients may have helped attribute to more deaths than the virus alone, study suggests. Well, no shit, Sherlock's. Tom Hardware, PBS broadcaster, loses access to 50 terabytes of data comprising 70 years of TV history after a contracted cloud storage vendor goes defunct. Public TV channel sues Iron Mountain Data Center, which hosts archival materials to ensure preservations. Your problem is you should have had disk or backups on that.
Oh no, they're experiencing wait for it.
Yeah.
Gamer syndrome.
Yeah. You know what? You should ask that lady who taped all those 70 years worth of shows.
Yeah, maybe she has a copy. Wait a minute. All this was digital?
Yes, they digitalize it. And
so where's the hard copy?
There's no more hard copy because they were stupid enough to destroy it.
Fucking idiots.
Why do we need to have a hard copy and waste money on storage if we have it on data?
So this company that was storing the data, they went
out of
belly
business.
Up?
Yeah. They went belly up and they shut it down. All data lost. Instead of saying, hey guys, we're going to go out of business. How about you get your copy off the cloud while you still can? Nope, they just pulled the plug. We're out of business. See ya, bye. No refund, no data recovery. Bye.
Oh shit, that blows.
Yeah. Let's see, Brian Cates. Ask yourself why a kid with a camera crew in tow can expose fake daycares in a matter of a minute by confronting the owner's staff with the public record, but all these state, federal officials actually handling the money to these fake daycare can never manage to accomplish this amazing feat. You realize the people running the daycares are ground level crews of a big kickback scheme, right? It's a kickback scheme. People who own the daycare are not keeping all that money. In fact, I'm pretty sure that the prosecution unfolds, we're going to find out that the fraudulent businesses set up as money laundering fronts only got to keep around 10 to 50 or 20% of the funding. They kicked the other 80 to 85 back to the shadow government. That shadow government both the state and federal levels. This is the year of shadow government dies. I love how you start naming things, Brian. How about just the select committee? You know, because before it was a transnational criminal syndicate organization. Now it's a shadow government. The skiff breaking Michigan Secretary State Jocelyn Benson ordered clerks to defy federal and state law and delete election records in 7 days rather than 22 months retention law. Now Ms. Benson will face a new lawsuit. Deleting election records alone should tell you everything you need to know. Why are they trying to cover up a rigged election? But blah, blah, blah. Here's the law. 52 U.S.C. 20701. Election record involving federal office must be preserved for 22 months. Willful failure to keep them risk up to 1 year in prison. Well, you know what? It looks like she's willing to get the 1 year in prison instead of, getting 20 years to life for election fraud. And this is a considered national security risk. This is a coup, so it becomes a high treason. Blah, 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 blah. So she has a week to comply, and then they're going to kick it down the road because that's what they do. Because they're not ready yet. Because the people are not ready yet. What?
1 whole week to comply. Yay!
You got a whole week to comply. All right. Donald J. Trump, a big win today at the U.S. Court International Trade, one of the most despicable loopholes in American trade policy, the so-called de minimis exemption. For years, foreign shipper could send packages worth up to $800 in our country, duty-free, no tariff, far less scrutinies. It became a giant loophole for tariff cheats. Well, you were not even doing tariffs at that time, Trump. A pipeline exploited by fentanyl traffickers, counterfeiters, and other criminals shipping dangerous and illegal products into America. The numbers were staggering. In 2024 alone, de minimis cost American an estimated $10.8 billion in foregone tariffs revenue. An astonishing share of narcotics and counterfeit seizure came through the de minimis channel. So we close it with a stroke of my mighty pens, no auto pen. We ended this ridiculous giveaway and made foreign goods play by the rules. The importers sued. Today they lost. The court ruled that the president has the legal authority to rescind this so-called privilege. America's safer, our workers are better protected, and billions of tariff revenues that used to slip through this loophole can instead help pay for a great military, tax relief, no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, America trade, America first law enforcement, President Donald J. Trump. So basically what I kind of said, that the tariffs will be covering the costs instead of the income tax and the other taxes. Tax everybody else, not us. Thank you. I believe that's more important. Oh, and let us own our own properties, including the land. That'd be nice too. Eric, former NBA player and WNBA prospect Joyce White just dropped this hilarious line about the league.
Could this culminate in you actually playing in the WNBA?
It better. Why wouldn't they let me play? It's completely bigoted to deny my trans existence.
Could this culminate in you actually playing in the WNBA?
It better.
Yeah, better. I think people want to watch this happen. This is a small train wreck. This is a small train wreck waiting to happen, and people want to see it. People want to see this. Want to see this happen, and when it happens, it's gonna be it's gonna beat the NBA. That's for sure. They're gonna watch this and they're gonna see how this goes. Let's take the stop what you're doing and watch this. All right.
And Blue Ribbon Teacher of the Year for the district. What you have in front of you right now is my resignation letter. I resigned in May. You can read those 3 pages at your leisure, but I've heard a lot of positive data in this meeting, and I just wanted to give you some facts from my firsthand experience. So first, district leaders asked me to fabricate grades for a parent who sat in the office for hours until her daughter's failing grades were changed. It creates false entitlement. What happens when these kids lie, cheat, and cry their way through school and end up as future doctors, police, or politicians? When will you protect the future of our society? Second, that same parent has harassed over 30 teachers. Teachers have filed police reports, and entire school districts have had, or entire schools have had restraining orders against her. Yet she's still allowed on school property, showing up to field trips her child didn't earn, and filming other students. When will you stop prioritizing parents' feelings over the safety of our teachers and our students? I heard you also mention that we're closing gaps in teacher vacancies. I want the public to know that many of those are filled with uncertified teachers. My third point, HR withheld money from my employee paycheck as well as many others. They took $500 from me specifically, and it put me behind on my mortgage. And then they sent out an email saying that they had to do it to pay other employees. When will you pay teachers what they are owed? My fourth point, the news reports that behavioral issues are down. They are not. We are simply banned from reporting them, forcing us to keep disruptive students in the classroom. Statistics are being skewed to protect the district, not our children. Our children cannot read and write. They cannot do basic math. And we spend 40 hours a week with these students, so we know them better than the district and those fake numbers. Please stop undermining our professional decisions, because honestly, it's breaking the efficiency and it's giving HOA quality. So Dr. Battle, my question to you
Thank you. The time.
Okay.
But
All right. There you go. She talked a lot, and I'm not sure where she went. Only that she talked a lot. Talked a lot. Let's see. All right, Amuse Sports Ball. WNBA player was triggered by white fan and demanded he be removed before she resumed play. Security removed, but allowed him to return once the campaign was determined to be a lie. All right, let's see. This is from MJ True Ultra, sharing PBD. Patrick, Bet David.
When you saw this exchange about the laptop, how did you, the person that was involved in this story, how did you react to the story?
Well, I for the last 6 months, actually, I think longer, I've been listening to Hunter try to rewrite his history. So I think that aspect's comical because every lie that's come out of Hunter's mouth has actually been proven in court to be a lie by his father's own DOJ. Like Exhibit 6 was the timeline for the laptop, and it clearly states that I sent him an email. I called him. He called me back. He came back to the shop. The serial number of his laptop that he signed for was the same serial number that was on the subpoena.
When you saw this exchange about the
The court's documents do not lie. Mark, breaking Selena Gomez accused of fraud by investor in her collapsed mental health startup Wondermine. Well, just because she's a celebrity and played a wizard on TV doesn't mean that she actually knows what she's doing. Unfortunately. All right. Dexro, the artist behind the viral hand-drawn Spider-Man brand new day poster, says he had to take it down. His bosses told him a head off his ass for it to be removed to avoid upsetting the studio. Yeah, imagine, this come. It means we never received a real poster. Sorry for any inconvenience. That's actually better. Superman. Superfire. Oh man. I can see why Marvel would be kind of upset. Just kind of. Not all, but kind of. All right. Let's see. Okay. And then let's see. The Clay and Travis and Buck Sexton show. It's time to normalize Rush Limbaugh's groundbreaking gender reassignment surgery terms. All right. Let's see what he has to say.
Hello. Great to have you, John. Thanks for waiting. Here, the EIB network. Hello.
Hello, Rush. Yeah, I'm old enough to remember expletive deleted. You remember that one, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I have no problem with a little off-color humor if it's done with wit. But I've always wondered, how do you get away with addictomy?
How did I get away with addictomy?
Yeah, I mean, it's not exactly subtle.
Well, now, you mean why have I yet to be called upon by the San Francisco community or the
FCC? It's a little obvious.
I think because some people may not know what you're talking about here. And explaining it will explain why I get away with it. There's nothing to get away with here. This is brilliant, creative use of the language to convey a bevy of thoughts in one word. The origination of the word, San Francisco, again, folks, there were massive protests on the part of city employees demanding that the city of San Francisco pay for sex change operations. It was a very important deal, and many on the San Francisco City Council, I don't know what they actually call it, but they approved it, thought it was a great thing. And it was in the news quite a lot. This is years ago, but it was in the news quite a lot, and there were quotes from various city employees, some who women wanted to become men, and vice versa. And so I had to find ways to shorten what I was talking about so I wouldn't get distracted by process. And so the female to male sex change operation became the addictomy. And to this day, there has not been a single objection filed. Of course, there will be now, John, since you brought it up and made me explain this. And of course, then the other way is the chopadicophemy.
There you go. It's time with Rush. Rob, a happy little dance with every bite. There you go. It danced because it needs to swallow. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. George computer crashed, so he'll be there later on. Join us tomorrow for more. Tomorrow will be Friday. We have Saturday news, and then Sunday again for the movie Night Sunday. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you till tomorrow. Bye.
I believe that together we can make America great again. I believe